Okay, so listen to me. I made this video this week. I listened back to the beat that I made, and it's kind of... I don't know, it's not that good actually, but it's still good enough so that we can make a video that's a little different today. I thought to myself, how can I still use this video? And here's what I came up with. We are gonna look at what makes this beat so mediocre. Yeah, it sounds kind of stupid, and it sounds like something that would not be helpful to y'all, but I have some key takeaways for you why the beat is mediocre, as I said before. We're gonna talk especially about sound selection when making melodies, and we're gonna go back and forth and have a nice little conversation about what went wrong. Yeah, man. It's gonna be fire, I promise. Let's see what we can do right now. I got Synology, which is a pretty popular plugin in the West Coast music production scene. Let's get Synology again, because I pay good money for that stuff, so I better use it. Let's get an acoustic piano in there. But maybe... Yeah. I'm really not sure whether I want to switch it like that way, you know? Okay, listen to me. While editing this video, I got sick again. So you're gonna have to listen to me ramble about for the off-screen. You can hear my sexy voice. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I made a few notes, and what I want to talk about here is uncertainty, okay? If you feel like something is wrong and you are not very certain if you like the idea, it's probably because you don't like the idea. And the tip I want to give you with this... Oh, goddamn, man. This is ridiculous. The tip I want to give you in this situation is to take things slowly and think about what is missing, or what would be a good move to make. Just let that tip sit for a second, because I think it's the most important one that I got for you in this video. It's just to slow down, man. Before we continue, I want to say something important. This beat is mediocre, not complete ass, so as we go along and I point out some of the mistakes I made, in my opinion, you might not feel the same way. That's kind of the beauty of mediocre beats. They are more subjective in a way, so don't just nod your head and accept everything I say. Try to feel whether you enjoy listening to this beat and make up your own mind whether some of the decisions I made spark some inspiration in you. Or maybe you think the beat is dog shit and you might be able to give me some tips for the future in the comment section. That would be great as well. In any case, mediocre beats will make you feel something, whether it is inspiration or disgust. And that is kinda deep, man. I also got myself purity. Yeah, I treated myself a little bit. You know, sometimes you've gotta do... yeah, fuck it. I'm trying to be funny, but I don't have any jokes, so... It's just a little bit embarrassing. Yeah, a little bit of ear candy, but maybe another sound. Ooh. Damn, I can't decide. They're all pretty decent, actually. I think this could be made way more interesting with... Oh, I haven't used Portal in a while, actually. Let's use Portal. Now just some reverb. Maybe the Fab Filter one. I haven't used that a lot. Yeah, that's actually pretty much it. Yeah, not that much, just like that. That needs a lot. I'm sorry, that was probably very loud, but I need to raise awareness here, okay? If you think that this needs a lot, mixing-wise, 90% of the time, at least if you have not reached a certain experience level, it's more like, I don't like that sound, I need to change it. It's 90% of the time, 90% of the time, it's a sound selection mistake. So in this case, I think I just didn't enjoy what I laid down, so I thought it needed a lot of effects. And yeah, as I said, that's a good sign that you just don't like the sound you chose in the first place. So it would be a good idea to change the sound and or erase the entire layer and start over to find something that sits right with you before you add any effects. Okay, yeah, now that we got that out of the way, we can continue with the video. Maybe actually some delay, a little bit of... Are they really doing advertisements now mid-project? That's crazy. FL Studio, that's foul. Yeah, you can't do that. That's crazy. I'm just gonna leave this equalizer for getting the piano sound how I want it to sound. And I think now I'm gonna add another equalizer to get rid of to filter it a little bit more, like more creative stuff. I don't think that needs too much. Let's just get the reverb on there as well. I know I said this in the beginning of this video, but I'm gonna say it again. Take your... yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Just take your time, man. At this point, I'm clueless. I'm looking for that spark that will set my creativity on fire here, but I am struggling to find it. So I just decide to take the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of effects that I like, which is reverb. The key takeaway here is to take things slower. Because listen to me, the last few weeks I have made huge progress when it comes to how fast I'm making beats. I got way more efficient, and sometimes it just takes me like an hour to make a beat from start to finish. And that got me to this point where needing more time feels like I'm taking a step backwards. But that is actually not the case. Sometimes you just need that extra time to find some inspiration. And that's okay, you know. I don't know, sometimes you just watch other YouTubers and you're not really looking at what they're doing, but how they're doing it, you know. Like these Nick Mira videos where he makes 3 crazy beats in 15 seconds. It looks insane and you think that's the way to do it, but everybody starts small and yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. I lost my point. The last thing I want to say here, the further you are going down the mediocre beat path, the harder it will be to reverse it. So don't rush it. Start off strong from the beginning and you will have a much better time as you go along. It is way easier to make a great beat from a great start than to make a good one from a mediocre start. And that is deep. I think this needs some chords to go under all the stuff we have right now. It sounds nice, but it's a little bit thin in my opinion, so some chords could change that. Oh, I thought it would die. I thought FL Studio died. Okay. I think it's a little bit too much if we keep it up here. I think we pull it down like that. And now let's just get one more layer in there, and I think that's gonna do it for the melody. I usually use between 5 to 7 melody sounds, not more than that. If I use more than that, then it's I never play more than 5 or 6 melodies at once, you know? That's what I'm trying to say basically. So I think the main structure will be done after I add this last layer, and then we'll see later on if we want to come back and add something for different purposes. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna add expand again because I like expand. I feel like I have some pretty decent plugins now, and they are not expensive. If you're doing West Coast stuff, in my opinion, expand, Synology, and Purity are pretty good plugins, even though I don't see people using expand too much. I think I'm kind of special. I like those 3 plugins a lot. And then you can, of course, I have bought Omnisphere a few years back. Those 4 plugins are basically it for me. I don't think I use massive sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. Bells. I said I want to use a bell. And I'm just gonna make it a little bit more spacey. And I think we're just gonna go over to making the drums now. Well, as you see, I'm kind of struggling here to come up with a simple clap pattern. Everything sounds kind of off to me at this point. Yeah, I think the best way to describe this, okay, the problem I have with this beat, I mean, it sounds kind of fine. You might listen to the beat and think to yourself, I don't know, it's actually pretty okay at least. But the thing that this beat lacks, and I just came up with that, is an idea. You know, sometimes I just sit there and I don't feel too inspired, but I want to get moving, you know, I want to keep things going in a quick way, and then I don't wait for an idea. And then I just lay sounds on top of each other, and the result of that can be fire sometimes. I'm not trying to take anything away from that particular method, but for me at least, it often leads to cluelessness. And in this case, I'm struggling to lay down a basic clap pattern because this melody does not convey anything. It does not convey a good sense of rhythm. It feels kind of off. And that's probably the main problem of this entire thing. Yeah, it translates to the drum bounce as well. Now, when the melody isn't bouncy, it's way harder to make a bouncy drum pattern, you know? Okay, let's head back to the video. You know, the reason why I deleted the last video was because I got so fucking tired and I didn't say anything anymore. But I feel like that could be the case for this video as well if I continue down the path that I'm walking right now. Let's see what the K-Bounce drum kit has to offer. I feel like I'm making free advertisement for this drum kit right now. I mean, I just got it, and the hype is always very big to use a new drum kit in the beginning. So that sounds pretty decent to me. Now let's just get the 808 in there. Oh no, let's get the bass in there first. I think I might just use the Analog Labs bass. Wow, what the I might just use the synth bass from... Damn, I'm actually making like a Prod by Infinite commercial in this video. But I'm just gonna use one of his basses. Yeah, it seems like we made a Shoreline Mafia type beat. Let's get a kick in there. Yeah, the rack kick never misses. If you feel sad, just listen to the rack kick for a while and you will feel better immediately. That's what I do when I don't feel so good. Pro tip, if you double click the ghost notes, you can just switch between the different instruments. I like to put the 808 as well as the bass in the same cut itself channels in the cut group. So if the bass plays, the 808 cuts out as well. I might have to listen through these speakers real quick, because I don't really get an idea of the 808 right now. What happens here 808 wise is something I can't really explain in detail because I honestly don't know what is off here. I felt like the Spins 808 did not do me any service, so I switched it for the CTM 808 or some kind of CTM 808. I don't know if it's I can't provide good reasoning for why I made that switch, but maybe the melody is not conveying a good sense of rhythm, and I wanted the 808 to compensate for that. So I needed it to be more audible. You know, in the melody, there's a lot of presence in the low mids. Yeah, I think I need the 808 to cover more of the high mids, which is why I probably decide for the CTM 808. I don't know. Sometimes you can't really put into words what makes your music sound weird. Or sometimes you can't even explain what makes it sound good. Yeah, or maybe I just don't have enough experience to explain that stuff. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of this video. I liked it a little bit more, I think. Yeah, you know, because it got that high-end sizzle, which makes it a little bit more recognizable. Yeah, okay, and let's now do some minor arrangement I might not have cooked in the last video. Because the person that messaged me on Instagram, okay, he's an artist who basically expressed some trouble he has with the way I arrange my beats, which is great because I made an arrangement tutorial last week. But you know, that's what the series is for. It's like making music every week until I make it, and I have not yet made it. So you know, so this series is meant to document my process, my progress. So I'm gonna say it right here, loud and clear. You have to take everything I say with a grain of salt, because I have made. We might talk about that next week actually. I have made beats for 5 years now, but starting 2025, I have made more beats than in my entire life before that. So I'm still kind of a beginner, you know. If we are being honest, I'm kind of a beginner. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do for my beats from now on is I'm gonna structure it a little bit more traditionally. You know, I want to make it a little bit more consistent, because he said that the drops where no drums come in at all, they are a little bit too much, especially after the parts where you have a lot of drums. At least that's what I got from his explanation. And that's important for y'all guys out there as well. He thought my beats are a little bit too full. Listen to my older beats, or listen to my beats on my type beat channel, because I won't be able to fix that mistake immediately. It takes some time, you know. But listen to the beats and be aware that some people might think that's actually a little bit too full. So yeah, I'm just gonna add in the transition effects now, and then you're gonna hear a small snippet at the end of this video. Make sure to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to the channel if you want to. Turn on the notification bell to not miss any of my weekly uploads. Check out my Instagram if you are a producer yourself, because I upload weekly exclusive loop kits on there. Be aware, the loop kits that I post are only available for 1 week, and then they are gone, you know. Then the next week, the week after that, you get a new loop kit, but the melodies before that, you might not hear them ever again. So check out my Instagram. Now, man, I think that's it. Have a good evening, good morning, or a good day, whatever. And I see you in the next one. Thanks for being here.